Michigan is looking pretty good. So you dropped your crystal ball. Josh Gershon dropped the crystal ball. Steve Lorenz dropped the crystal ball, and so did I. But what was behind your decision to do so?
Yeah, I just think from the sole fact of, talking to Frankie himself, right around the time that he was offered by Michigan, I think, they had a really good shot just from the sole fact of just his relationship with Juwan Howard. I think that kind of really solidified things. I mean, you're talking about a kid who included Michigan in a top list of, what was it, 9 schools or something like that, uh, without even an offer from the program. So that just kind of speaks to how highly he views Michigan and views Juwan, and ultimately, it's once that offer came across the line, and just timing wise, I mean, I think everything speaks to Michigan getting good news this week. But we don't really like to talk in coincidences. I think we like to talk about facts, and the fact is that Juwan Howard's relationship with not only Frankie but Frankie's family. His uncle is Monty Buckley, who played for Cal in the 90s, and had a short stint in the NBA. So there's a previous relationship there. So it's just so many positive signs. Kind of the same thing like we mentioned with the Jaden Akins, that there's just so many positive things in Michigan's corner that it's kind of hard to predict him going anywhere else, where just as things line up.
Yeah, just an explosive point guard. I mean, when you talk about athletes at that position, this is a kid who can play above the rim. Just 40-inch vertical type of explosiveness, and good in the two-man game, downhill player. I dropped my crystal ball after I talked to his dad. And we have that interview for you guys to hear. And just the feeling I got was that it looks pretty good for Michigan. Now, we won't know for sure until he announces, right? But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good in my gut about Michigan's chances with this kid. And he would be, as I said earlier in the podcast, here's the thing: he would be higher rated than some of the other guys that they had already offered. Right? He'd be higher rated than Jaden Akins, for instance. And Jaden's a really, really good player.
Right.
But here you have a guy, like I said, that is terrific in the two-man game. His jump shot is really coming along. You talked about his relationship with Juwan, and that's another part that really shone brightly to me in the conversation with Dad, is that, hey, even before the offer, Michigan was there, but as soon as Michigan offered, they were going to be featured prominently in the mix because they have that much respect for who Juwan is and what his journey was. To have a guy like that leading their son, Dad was like, that is ideal. Now there are others too